Well, today we had to remove a tile and cut into the stucco here to put a hole in for a gas line. And the same thing over here, we had to remove the tiles and stucco it up in a dryer vent. I'm going to show you how we did it. Okay, we're here with Honest Jardy, and he's the plumber. And we got to take this out of here, right? And then we're gonna do our gas line. We're gonna come up, over, and in. Okay, mark the one so I don't take the wrong one out. We, like a doctor, we don't want to be taking the wrong leg or the wrong thing off.
This guy.
Here's that guy.
You have a pencil? Here's a markable.
Well, we're going to use my grinder, new school, which I kind of like, and we're going to cut this out of here. So I'll go on the top first. Okay, so let's see here. There she comes.
Good deal.
Voila.
All right, let me punch the hole through.
All right, want me to get this out of the way?
You want.
That's going into that wire mesh.
If I drill in your hand, yell.
Okay. See that wire mesh in there? Oh. Don't see if Honest Jardy. There, that's all there's the black paper. Here's the wire mesh. Look at it. Wire mesh does rot away, but if you can keep the water away from it, this is still in good shape. This is about 70 years old. Honest Jardy says it's got to go a little higher, right?
But you still have to notch the...
Yeah, I'll notch that out later.
I can't go this high because then I'll be up against the floor.
Yeah, so I'll just cut out another 1.5 inches.
Well, let me drill the hole. Let me move it over and drill the hole so we know where we're at, so you're not...
Okay.
Or is it easier just to cut the whole thing out like that?
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I could fix it all.
Well, then cut it out. Cut it out.
Okay.
And then I'll drill the hole.
Okay. Perfect.
All right, let me punch the hole through.
There it is. Came right through. Perfect.
Good. Like, how could that be?
Get our reference. We're going out down the cellar into. Okay, right in the center. So we know this is where we're going. Right here. It's a piece of coal in our area. We got a piece of coal, so we're going to take those two out. And you think just this one right here?
It's probably going to be up into here.
You know, I could, yeah, it's going to be up into here.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'm going to take them all out because I got to fix it anyway, and then I'm not going to have. That'll give you room.
Yeah. I could always move this one here if I had to.
Don't crack nothing, hopefully. Don't force it. Use a bigger hammer. That's that one. Okay. That's it. We're in there. Ready to go. These are the tiles I got off. And I'm looking at what they did. And you can see a big blob there. So actually what the guy did after he put his first coat on is he put a big blob on the tile and basically just stuck it on and went around it with the stucco. But you can see the wire, you know, it's just, I don't like dimpled lat. It leaves too much wire in there. Wire rots away. Why this guy did so good with the wire is because he had rain gutters on it and he had a big eave going over the top of the house. So the water wasn't getting into the stucco. If the water was getting into the stucco, this would have all rot away. So remember that when you're doing stuff. So now I'm just going to get my little grinder here and clean it up so I could use it. That's here looks a little more difficult. Here I gotta cut it out like this. So right here they put in a sleeve so they could put the gas line in. That way if they ever take it in and out, they can move it. See, the sleeve goes in and goes out. I'm going to bring it in even with there. Right here I have a little black paper where it ripped. The rest of it is fine. So if I could sneak this under here a little bit like this, so I'm not going to get any moisture in there, which there's no sign of moisture anyway, like that, just in case. This is a wooden slat. What happened was when they put this black paper on, that would cover the seams. So then we're just going to get some silicone and around this sleeve like that, if that makes sense. Keep the water out. And this side, same thing. I'm going to go around. See any bad spots in the black paper, we're just going to cover it up. Just like that. No bad, no big deal. I don't want to put too much in because I don't want it to stick to everything. Now for this side, I'm getting some what they call seal. And I'm going to wrap it around here so if they ever have to take this pipe out, the guy ain't going to be cursing me. Put it in there. Little black tape. And then I'm going to go around that with my stucco. And what's left, I'll just caulk it. Now I'm going to take this wire, and this is stucco wire. It's the kind of wire we use around these parts. And I'm going to cut this to go around there. All this is going to do is hold the cement on. That's all it's going to do. Nothing else, nothing fancy. Just going to hold the cement on so you don't got to go crazy with it. Just got to keep it so it holds the cement on. It's going to go up in there like that. And then these are roofing nails. That's what I call them. You can use anything you want as long as the wire stays in there. Put enough of them in so you know the wire is going to attach to that. Just like that. Same thing on this side. Get the wire, I already cut it out. Put it in. The only thing this does is hold this plaster on. They say you got to put it this way and that way. As far as I'm concerned, that's a myth. As long as it holds the plaster on. I'm cutting the wood out for my forms. And this is what you call a cordless saw. It never needs batteries. I'm going to need something to hold this up so I can work off of that. So I'll just get this right here. Pound this down. A little more. Put a screw in it. That. Now I can work off of this to put my tile in. And then I got this form in. Now there's a lot of different ways to do this, but what I like to do is make myself a pattern. I put the piece down, I put it like this, then I cut it out like this. And go over the top to make sure that's exactly the way it goes. And now we're going to go down and pattern this up. So we know this is our pattern. So we're just going to keep working it until we get it right, until it fits. Trace it out. We'll cut it a little bit. It's the only way to get it right. I don't like measuring. Yeah, okay. See, I keep working it. That's almost it. So I notice the top. I'm going to get my pattern right there. I'm going to trace that. That's where I want to cut my tile. Right like that. So then I start cutting into it. Then we try it out. That's going to fit in there perfect. So we're just going to leave it there and go do the other ones. So over here I laid out dry. This tile's going to fit there. This tile's going to go right there. And this tile's going to go right there. So I got to cut these two tiles right here. So this one, it's going to go there. So I know it's going to go there. I know it's there. So that's it. That's my final cut. See how it fits in there just the way I want to. Pattern right there. I draw it out just like that. I take my piece up in there, put it in. Perfect. That's where that one's going to go. Now what I'm using is a fast set repair mortar. I'm not using rapid set because I want it to last a little longer than what it does. This takes about twice as long. I need the time. So all I do is I just add a little water. Now this stuff that I'm using, you don't have to add sand to it. The sand is already in it. We're going to mix it up just like it is. Just what we need, nothing more. So that's it. Now, I'm just going to take a little water and do the sides, because that's what's going to make it stick to the sides and the top. I'm going to get my mortar and get it in there. Just like that. No big deal. Sure it gets in on that wire good. That's what's gonna keep it going there. So I got enough in there. Here's my tile. Just want to wet the back of it a little bit. Put that on like that. Stick it in. Shake it in there pretty good. Make sure I'm even on both sides. That's it. Put a little more up on top. So we're going to fill that in with white cement once she dries up. Same thing on this side. Going to wet the edges first. And we're going to put the stuff in here. Make sure it gets into the screen, which I never seen a problem there. Never had a problem like that. We get the back, we wet it a little bit so we know that it sticks. That's the top. We're going to check that, make sure we're where we want to be with that. We're putting our next one in, just like that. Making sure we're going straight. Perfect. That's it. We wait, let's sit up for a while. We'll take the forms off and that's it. Now we're going to take a look at this and look at 25 minutes later. This is hard already. So that's what I want. I want this to be all set up, and tomorrow I'll put the white in. Well, we take our little forms off. Take our forms off like this. That's it. I'm going to mix up the white cement. And this is what we call, I call it sea sand. Some people call silica sand. But we're going to do one of these. And then I'm using a white cement. It's actually type S. All that is mortar with Portland at it. And we're going to give half a can of that. So the mix for this is going to be 2 to 1. Just like that. Get this out of the way. Then I mix it together. I'm just going to add some water. Mix it up. We don't need that much. Sometimes you can buy a stucco mix with the sand already in it. You don't have to be doing this, but I have it at the garage. That's it, ready to go. Now, like I said, if you always want something to stick, you just get some water with a paintbrush. I don't want to make a big mess out of it. And I wet it first. Not going to stick unless I wet it. That's how you do that. This way, I'm not making a big mess with the sprayer. And then, get my little white cement. Go right in there like that. See that? No big deal. Get it close and get it in there. Get it in there. Use rubber gloves if you want to. You don't have to use a trowel. Just get it in. Get your glove if you have to. You could use a rubber glove. And just get your sponge and your water. Go over it like that. No big deal. See that? Blend that in a little bit and we'll check it later. Same thing over here. Get my water and the paintbrush. See how hard that is? And I paint it with water. Just put it in. That's pretty much it. Got it all in there. Get my sponge and my water. I always wring it out and then just start going over it. Just like body work on a car. If you're into cars, it's that. Okay, we're gonna let that set up for about 45 minutes and come and do it again. And then the dryer vent, which I didn't really film because I didn't think we had to. Same techniques. And then last but not least, we got a caulk around these sleeves and the holes. I'm going to talk about that job a little bit. Most of it is self-explaining. I always keep a bag of that fast drying mortar and like rapid set and a bag of white cement on hand. And that job was right next door to my dad's house, so it was no big deal to do that. They were talking about going getting a core saw, but by the time they did all that, I could have had it done. That house was painted a bunch of times. You could see that over the plaster. I could have probably painted it and made it a little more nicer, but it's not a big deal. I also have another video that's going to be coming up when I get to it. I go through a 5-inch stone wall and an 8-inch block wall, and I do that by hand. So when I get to that, I get it. Honest Jardy, he's a plumber. He always calls me in to do these little jobs like blocking up windows or putting glass blocks in. And sometimes in the winter, I'll go help him put a water heater in or a furnace in, something like that. And you can see his videos, Honest Jardy's Plumbing, on my other channel, Mike Haduck, Travel, Mechanics, and Music. So it's self-explanatory. I like my little diamond tools. I weren't really using this stuff until about the 80s. It's a wonder world, and if you need blades or something, and if I have an affiliate site, it'll be in the description box. So thanks for watching. Until next video, I'm Mike Haduck, and that's it.